As the gay marriage debate rages, Conservative Party leader Colin Craig is creating a storm by saying that gay isn't normal. Mr Craig tweeted, "It's just not intelligent to pretend that homosexual relationships are normal." He also said it's simply not true to say homosexual relationships and gay parenting is the same as a heterosexual relationship. His comments come as MPs are considering their position on the issue, as they'll soon have to vote on Labour MP Lewis Wall's marriage amendment bill. Colin Craig joins me now. Very good evening to you.
Hi, Susan.
You believe homosexual relations are abnormal, Mr Craig. Why?
Well, look, what I've said is I don't think it's normal that a gay couple will have a child, and obviously this proposed...
No, what you said was that gay relationships weren't normal.
No,
it's not intelligent to pretend that homosexual relationships are normal, is what you said.
And we're talking about the change that will make gay adoption...
No, we're talking about gay marriage, actually, but I just was interested in your... If you just answer my question, why are gay relationships, homosexual relationships, abnormal, Mr Craig?
When it comes to parenting, they are not normal because they would not have children naturally. Two guys can't create a child, and this change to the definition of marriage will open the door to adoption, and it will open the door to gay parents. And that wouldn't happen if that change. Normally that won't happen. Two guys can't create a child. So we are talking about a situation that's not going to happen in the course of normal life.
So the only way you should be allowed to have children is if you can have them naturally. So IVF is abnormal as well?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, when we talk about homosexual parenting, that is not the norm. I think most people would accept that.
Well, what's wrong with it? What is wrong if two people are... let me finish the question.
Yeah, sure.
What is wrong if two people, be they two men, two women, or a man and a woman, are committed to a child, they give it love, care, attention, and all those good things that children need? What's wrong?
I think the difference here is that there are role modelling, and I do think that there's gender difference, and I think that when it comes to parenting, that matters. And when we're talking about adoption, and that is what will be affected by this change to the law if it happened.
Well, this law, though, just to be really clear, is about marriage. It's about moving from civil union to marriage.
Yeah.
The adoption thing is another step, isn't it?
No. If we redefine the word marriage to include homosexual relationships, that will, by default, impact on adoption because the Adoption Act refers to married couples. So when we make this change, it does go on to impact adoption directly.
Yeah.
And Louisa Wall, who's put forward the bill, acknowledges that because it's tied into the definition.
There are a ton of kids, Mr. Craig.
We will be changing that. And just to come back to the question, I do think that is a significant difference. It does matter, and I do think that the state has responsibility in deciding the best interests of the child. And I think we have to ask the question, this is not apples and apples. It's apple and apple versus apple and orange, and does it matter when it comes to placing a child for adoption? And I think it does.
Name a case in New Zealand, because I can think of plenty of abuse cases, where there's been a same-sex abuse case with children, because, I can't think of one.
Well, I can't think of one off the top of my head either.
Which might indicate that actually homosexual parents are doing just fine.
Well, the point here is coming back to adoption. We have a lot of rules, and homosexual relationships is only one of the limitations that we currently... We limit for age, and I'm sure that there'll be great couples that could adopt.
So to be really clear, you're okay with homosexual relationships even though you say they're not normal? Because that's what you tweeted out. It is not intelligent to pretend that homosexual relationships are normal.
Yeah, and look, when it comes to this debate about becoming parents, it's not normal, because it couldn't happen.
Well, what is normal? A whole lot of kids growing up in single-parent families, is that normal?
Unfortunately, that is becoming...
But is that a good norm? That's not a very good norm, is it?
I'm not saying normal's the best. I'm just saying that if we are actually looking...
But you're trying to define this thing. What does normal mean? I mean, a whole lot of kids, I think you and I would both agree, and many people, it's not ideal to grow up in a single-parent family, but you're better having one parent who loves you than none.
Absolutely.
Okay, two parents, whether they be two women or two men who love you and look after you, better than one, surely.
Yeah, probably. And
so then you just say, then you are agreeing with me that actually it's not a big deal to have homosexual parents.
No, what I'm saying is let's go the step further. You've said, well, what about a solo parent who loves the child? What about a homosexual couple who loves the child? We've actually got a bar currently that's higher than that. We have all these limitations around who can adopt. It's really strict but we still have a whole lot of great mums and dads who right now would love to adopt but can't. The law is very tough, sets a very high bar. It's not all about whether you're gay or not. It's about a number of different things. I support that really tight control. It's a decision that we as a country make about who we are going to place adoptive children with. And we are really tough. I agree with that really tough line. And yes, it does currently make a distinction between whether it's a mum and a dad or a dad and a dad. And I think that's an important distinction because I think gender and role models does matter, and it is ideal when we get the chance, and we do with adoption, to pick a mum and a dad.
You homophobic, Mr. Craig?
No, not at all. Not at all. And we're a party that supports and believes in freedom of choice. But you don't believe in homosexuality, do you? Well, I don't know what you mean I don't believe.
Well, you say it's not normal.
Well, when it comes to parenting, I don't think it is.
So you're okay with homosexual relations, just to be clear, but you're not okay with homosexuals parenting,
yeah,
is that right?
Look,
even though you've agreed with me that you can't think of one case of homosexual abuse of children.
Well, no, and there are not that many cases of homosexual parenting.
I think you might be surprised. I think there might be a lot more out there than you realise.
Yeah, there may. Well, maybe there is. And I could refer to studies, and I know there are studies like the longitudinal one by the University of Texas, which said, outcomes are not as good with homosexual parents as they are with heterosexual parents. And what I'm interested in doing is getting a wide range of that sort of research and putting it out there and saying, here's the detail, and this is why we have to. So
do you think we should ban civil union as well as not allowing?
Look, and I'm on record as a supporter of civil unions, so I'm not going to do a U-turn and suddenly go no on that. We did need to make the 160 law changes to remove bias within our laws, which wasn't appropriate. This is about respect for marriages, and it's respect for, and I think very importantly, for the best interests of the child when it comes to placing children for adoption.
2014 elections, you are quoted as saying you think this will be an election issue. Will you be standing in Epsom, Mr. Craig?
That's not a decision that's made yet. Are
you considering that?
Oh, sure. Look, I haven't ruled anything out.
You're talking to National about it?
No.
You have met with National Party people, though, haven't you?
No, not to have any discussion on anything like that at all. I mean, I know people.
Peter Goodfellow, I thought you had met and talked about. Not at all. Not one meeting ever.
No, not at all. I mean, we're a party making our own way, and we've got a lot of things that we think are important.